ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
I'm done with all of that.
No. Like, what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair.
I'm willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas. It's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic.
Former Danity Kane member Aubrey O'Day has just dropped a bombshell, confirming long-standing allegations about Diddy being deeply involved in trafficking within the entertainment industry. Shockingly, reports suggest that Diddy attempted to get the group hooked on drugs and then exploit them for the benefit of others. What's even more mind-boggling is that Aubrey has been relentlessly calling out Diddy for years, exposing him at every opportunity. However, it wasn't until Cassie filed an explosive lawsuit against Diddy that people started taking Aubrey seriously. Adding fuel to the fire, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, came forward and validated every claim Aubrey made. Hold on tight, because the details are even more disturbing than you could ever imagine. Now the burning question is, what exactly did Aubrey reveal about Diddy? Brace yourself and make sure to stick around until the end of this video to get the full scoop.
But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think, Danity Kane.
Aubrey O'Day has responded to the recent lawsuit filed by Cassie against Diddy, where allegations of inappropriate acts and years of beating have been made, although Diddy has denied them. In a post on X, Aubrey expressed her lack of surprise at the accusation, stating, "I stayed trying to tell y'all." She took to her Instagram story, sharing screenshots of reports about the lawsuit and emphasizing that she has been attempting to share information about Diddy's actions for years. In a supportive gesture, she tagged Cassie, adding, "Prayers up for this queen," with a raised hands emoji. In a subsequent statement to Rolling Stone, Aubrey reiterated her full support for Cassie. She acknowledged the challenges of confronting one of the most influential figures in the industry and being honest about one's experiences with them. Aubrey empathized with Cassie's emotional journey, stating, "I know what her heart is feeling right now because I have done so as well." The statement encouraged the hope that Cassie's voice would inspire others to come forward, fostering transparent conversations about the realities behind the scenes. Aubrey concluded by emphasizing the complexity of their stories, hinting at the existence of more untold aspects. Dawn Richard, a former bandmate of O'Day, posted her statement on social media following the news of the lawsuit. Richard, one of the original 5 members of Danity Kane, also collaborated with Diddy as part of Dirty Money. In a tweet, she expressed her prayers for Cassie and her family, wishing them peace and healing. Richard conveyed admiration, calling Cassie beautiful and brave, adding a heart emoji for emphasis. For those of you who might not know, Danity Kane was a girl group in the early 2000s with 5 members: Andrea, Dee Woods, Shannon, Dawn, and Aubrey. The group was created during the 3rd season of MTV's Making the Band, a reality show from the early 2000s. They later signed with Diddy's Bad Boy Records. However, tensions quickly escalated within the group, particularly between Diddy and Aubrey. Aubrey wasn't putting up with Diddy's nonsense, and whenever she called him out for treating them unfairly, he would lash out at her, painting her as a disrespectful person.
Your hair people came in today and they said this is how it needs to be.
You know what I'm talking about. You're pushing your own image, though.
I'm not worried about whether my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real. Like, maybe you just don't get me and we don't get each other. You're gaming me, because if I pulled in all of the makeup artists.
Aubrey later revealed that Diddy would attempt to engage romantically with them behind the scenes. When they rejected his advances, he would verbally and psychologically mistreat them. Additionally, it was revealed that Diddy forced them to sign NDAs, preventing them from speaking out about the mistreatment. These rumors resurfaced a few months ago when Diddy returned the publishing rights he had withheld from his artists for the past 30 years. However, it turned out that he made those wanting their publishing back sign an NDA, promising silence about their time at Bad Boy. What adds more suspicion is that just weeks before Cassie filed her lawsuit against him, he anticipated the legal action and tried to preemptively control the narrative. He pushed hard for artists to sign NDAs. However, not everyone complied, including Aubrey. She sensed trouble brewing and warned the other girls against accepting the deal.
Not all of them are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when you know that you have to stream a song 1,000,000 times to make a cent.
Yeah.
Okay? It's hundreds of dollars. And me as somebody that's a girl's girl, I hit everyone in my group and said, absolutely do not take this deal. I can get us a show on Hulu right now.
Artists were being offered streaming royalties and ownership of their publishing rights back, but Aubrey advised against accepting this deal, arguing that it wasn't as beneficial as it seemed. She revealed the streaming revenue was minimal, and she could secure a show on Hulu for the group. Aubrey's stance against signing NDAs was later supported by Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, confirming that Danity Kane was one of the few groups that didn't sign the NDA. This revealed a trend where artists and industry personnel were often required to sign non-disclosure agreements.
Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think, Danity Kane.
Moreover, Aubrey disclosed Diddy's strategy of pitting group members against each other to create division. This allowed him better control over them. She emphasized the intense experiences and betrayals they endured during a time when industry gatekeepers like Diddy were prevalent. Aubrey's revelations about Diddy's mistreatment weren't new. She had previously discussed how he body-shamed them and kicked her out of the group when she resisted his advances. Diddy would allegedly criticize their appearance, making nasty comments whenever they gained weight or changed their hairstyles. Diddy used to be really mean to them, especially when they gained a bit of weight or switched up their hairstyles. It's like he treated them as if they were his personal pets, controlling every part of their lives. But Aubrey, she was brave and stood up against him, which he really didn't like. He'd say nasty things about their bodies whenever they changed a bit, and it was not a good situation. Aubrey was the one who wouldn't take his nonsense. Initially, many folks admired Diddy for his involvement in guiding the girls, thinking he was mentoring them for success in the industry. However, the recent bombshell of trafficking allegations, as unveiled in Cassie's lawsuit, has completely shifted the narrative, exposing a much darker side to Diddy. Contrary to the common belief that he was providing fashion advice for the sake of fan appeal, reports now suggest that Diddy was instructing the girls on how to dress specifically to cater to the preferences of certain individuals he intended to introduce them to. This revelation paints a disturbing picture of exploitation and manipulation. Adding weight to these claims, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, has come forward with insights he supposedly overheard. According to Deal, Diddy was openly discussing plans to essentially pimp out the girls. This chilling revelation forces us to reconsider our initial perceptions of Diddy's involvement within the group, raising serious questions about the true nature of his actions behind the scenes.
He walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm going to drug their ass off and pick them up and pimp them out to my... pipped about to my nigga. He said, I'ma drug them out.
This sheds light on why Aubrey mentioned that Diddy was pushing them to engage in activities beyond their professional duties. It appears that his intentions went beyond merely pursuing romantic involvement. He seemingly wanted them to be available for the desires of other men. Cassie in her lawsuit shared similar accusations, painting a distressing picture of how Diddy allegedly forced her into consuming large amounts of substances and compelled her to engage in unwanted encounters with multiple men, dubbing them freak-offs. What initially seemed like a one-time occurrence escalated into a disturbing pattern, with these distressing incidents occurring regularly in different hotels. Despite Cassie's attempts to erase the footage, Diddy purportedly held on to his own copies, using them as a means of blackmail to maintain control over her. The severity of these allegations becomes even more apparent when we consider a resurfaced radio interview featuring 50 Cent. In the interview, 50 Cent recounted reaching out to Diddy to discuss an explicit video involving Cassie.
all that. And I called him. I said, yo, you this girl, like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back.
Following these revelations, there was speculation that Diddy might be involved in a larger organization in Hollywood exploiting young individuals. Some believed he attempted to involve Danity Kane in this, but Aubrey's outspoken nature may have hindered his success. People expressed strong disgust, with calls for Diddy to be incarcerated. Some labeled him as a sick person, emphasizing the urgency of holding him accountable. Aubrey was praised for her courage and authenticity, with hopes that she reveals more information and takes legal action against Diddy. Aubrey's portrayal as an ungrateful brat during her time in the public eye contrasts sharply with the newfound admiration for her courage and authenticity. This shift in perception underscores the complexity of the situations individuals face when coming forward with allegations against powerful figures. Amidst the unfolding revelations, a pressing question emerges. Will Aubrey share more information and pursue legal action against Diddy? The anticipation of potential legal repercussions adds suspense to the ongoing narrative. Furthermore, there's curiosity about whether other members of Danity Kane will step forward to share their experiences and possibly join legal proceedings against Diddy. This situation not only sheds light on the alleged misconduct within the entertainment industry, but also fuels a broader conversation about the need for transparency and accountability. As discussions continue, it remains to be seen how this revelation will impact not only Diddy's reputation, but also the wider entertainment landscape. What are your thoughts on Aubrey's expose? And do you believe that other Danity Kane members will come forward to hold Diddy accountable? Share your opinions and join the conversation in the comments below.